gone for a while, but I'm back. Keep it locked. Pow. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me again on another episode of Make It Make Sense. I am your host, Bottles and Beer. Today, we're going to just talk about some fragrances that's worth buying, that just simply smell good. Nothing special, no certain notes, no specific occasions, just fragrances that smell good and are worth checking out. Keep it locked. Let's get it. Pop. All right, first up, we're going to talk about an oldie but goodie. This is pretty much a classic, a staple in as far as fragrances goes. From the house of Valentino, we got the original OG version, Valentino Uomo. Now this one right here, this one is after the reformulation, I believe. With the reformulation, it's not exactly the same as the OG. It is, but they added some slight citrus notes to it. But this one, when I tell you this one smells good, definitely worth the price. You can find this at discounters for a pretty decent price. It starts off with like a citrusy note, but it's mainly leather. It has like a silky feel to it. Very elegant. The projection is on point. The longevity is on point. I could wear this in any occasion. I would want to dress it up just a tad bit due to the way they did the leather in this one. It's a very smooth, sensual type leather, so it's not really a jeans and t-shirt type of vibe, but I mean, you can if you want to. Me personally, I dress it up just a tad bit. Nothing too proper or anything like that, but the leather accord in this one, you get a tad bit of smokiness, again, with some added citrus to it that's not in the original. You know, this is after the reformulation, but still a great buy. Not too sweet at all. It's like a natural sweetness to it. Again, from the house of Valentino, we got Valentino Uomo. All right, next up, we have from the house of Nichane, we have Sultan Vetiver. Now with this one, you get a very, very spicy fragrance. It is some freshness to it. It's a fresh, spicy type of fragrance. Hence the name Sultan Vetiver. You get a prominent note of vetiver in this. You get multiple kinds actually. I want to say bourbon vetiver. You get some Haitian vetiver. I believe Java vetiver. Just multiple different styles. You know, vetiver could come in many different styles. I'm not going to say it's any clean vetiver in here. Most of this is like earthy, kind of dirty to it, but it's done with some sophistication that very prominent in this one. This definitely for grown men. I wouldn't recommend this to a younger crowd. When I say young, I mean, you know, early 20s. This, I'm gonna say late 20s on up. I think you would really enjoy this one. It's not overpriced at all. It's actually worth the amount of money that you will pay for it. It's a great buy. It's one of my favorites from the house. I have smelled a few of them, and this is definitely by far one of the best to me, to my nose. I can't speak for everyone else, but with this one, you get it like a leather accord. It's a very strong fragrance. You don't have to overspray. It's one of those that you want to make a statement when you're wearing this. So again, from the house of Nichane, got Sultan Vetiver. All right, moving right along. We're going to go to the house of Initio Parfums. We have Musk Therapy. Now, this one I talk a lot about. This one has a very unique smell that I have yet to smell in any other fragrance. Very musky. Some people say powdery. I want to say powdery, but I would categorize this as more fluffy, if anything. With the musk, you just get a very, vibrant, fluffy type of feel, almost cloud-like, if that makes sense. You do get some florals in this. You get some mandarin orange, some black currant in this. This is a very distinctive type of scent. This one, if you ever get your nose on it, and I don't care how long after, if somebody walk past you wearing this, you will know exactly what it is. It do stand out, but it's a very soft style of a fragrance, but it projects very well. 2 sprays is all you would need of this one. And as far as longevity, this one lasts me all day. No matter what time I put it on, I still smell it by the time I'm about to call it a night and go to bed. This still be on my skin. So it's definitely not a cheap fragrance. It's a pretty penny, but is it worth it? Definitely. I'm pretty sure I never used this whole bottle. This is a 3.4, but again, a very fluffy, soft, strong projecting fragrance from the house of Initio. Definitely get your nose on this one. I guarantee you will enjoy it. You got Musk Therapy. All right, next up on the list, we have from the house of Issey Miyake, you have L'Eau Pour Homme Vetiver. I mean, the name speaks for itself. What you get with this is vetiver. I don't know how else I can explain it. This one is the opposite of the Sultan vetiver. This is a very clean, fresh style of vetiver. Very wearable. You can wear this in any sense of whatever it is you're doing in the day, whether it's work, you can wear it casually, out on a date. Works very good in the high heat. Again, very fresh, spicy. It do have some earthiness to it, but a clean earthiness style. Very aromatic, very woody. Now with this one, the projection on this is quite light. It kind of wears close to the skin, but you will get wafts of it when walking past someone. So the sillage on it is actually great. You might not smell it on you yourself, but trust me, people around you, you might just get a few compliments with this because of the freshness style of vetiver that comes with this one. Now there's not a lot of notes listed in this one. I think for the most part they have Haitian vetiver, clary sage, ginger, and watery notes. They kill me when they say watery notes, but yeah, it's a very simple style of fragrance. It's not like it's a bunch of layers to this. I think they just wanted something real simple, something elegant, but something you can just an easy grab. And I think they did a good job with this one. Again, from the house of Issey Miyake, you have L'Eau Pour Homme Vetiver. All right, I didn't want to leave this fragrance out because this is one that no matter when or where I tend to wear this, I definitely get compliments on it. When people come over to the house, a lot of times they see my collection and they want to smell different things, and this one tends to always catch their eye, or catch their nose, I should say. From the house of Maison Margiela, from the replica line, we have Jazz Club. Gotta excuse that little stain I got on the bottle right there. I really don't know what I did, but that's not coming out. But it's not the bottle we're talking about. I'm talking about the juice. With this one, you know what? Grab a test strip. One thing about these bottles, as far as trying to smell the fragrance from the atomizer, it's not gonna happen. I don't care how strong it is. This one comes without a cap, so however they have this one sealed, they did a real good job with that, to where you can't smell it out the atomizer. But when I tell you guys that this one, there's a sweetness to this one, but definitely not overly sweet at all. You get a mixture of rum, tobacco. You get some vanilla in here. It keeps it somewhat soft. It's definitely not a pungent style of a tobacco. Very aromatic. You get the amber accord in here. When it dries down a tad bit powdery, not overly powdery. Don't let that scare you off if you're not a fan of powder. But when I tell you, they did a good job of replicating what they were trying to do. Just picture a jazz club maybe in the late 70s. You got the music playing, alcohol, maybe some cigars. That's exactly what you get from this style of fragrance. It is, with a name like Jazz Club and with that description, you would think it leans straight masculine, but definitely unisex. But if I had to choose, it is more in the direction of a masculine fragrance. But I think anybody can wear this one. This one of the ones you can wear, dressed up, but you really don't have to. It smells so good that any setting you're in, this will work perfectly fine. As far as age bracket, I think any age bracket can wear this. With the tobacco and rum, I would think they were intending it for probably an older crowd, but they did such a good job with this fragrance that I think even a younger audience would love this one. I've never came across anyone that didn't like this fragrance. And I'll bet money you won't either. Again, from the house of Mason Margiela. Guys, gotta check this one out. Trust me. You'll thank me later. From the replica line, you have Jazz Club. And don't get a stain on your bottle if you do get it. All right. Coming up next, we're gonna switch this up and we're gonna go to actually a clone house from the house of Lattafa. I had to put this one on the list because very seldom will you find somebody that don't like this main note. And the fragrance we're talking about today, if I pronounce this right, Caid Al Farsan from Lattafa. Out of all the notes that they may have listed in this one, I'm gonna just be straight up. Pineapple. Nothing else but pineapple. This is a pineapple bomb. I mean, from the opening note to the dry down, the mid, the base. They say fruity accords. All I get is pineapple. I mean, technically they're right, fruity accords, but I don't get no other fruit. Pineapple. Now it is kind of woody, warm, spicy. It's spicy but fresh at the same time. More fresh because, I mean, if you think of pineapple, you would think of some freshness. Good in any season. If you like the note of pineapple, you're gonna love it. Me personally, I don't eat pineapple. I hate pineapple drinks. And I'm not really a fan of pineapple, but something about this just does the trick. It works. I tend to grab it when I don't want to think too hard on what to wear, and I know that this one won't get any complaints from anyone. Now, definitely be light on the sprays. This one, no more than 3 sprays at all. Lasts all day. For the price, that's what's crazy to me. I want to say I paid maybe $27 for this at discounters. This is a great fragrance, a great bang for your buck from the house of Lattafa. Pineapple Bomb, Caid Al Farsan. Also, it is a leathery note in this one. I think that leathery note is what keeps it grounded and keeps it, fresh fragrances tend to fade pretty quick, but that mixture of leather and this pineapple, I think that's what makes it stick around for so long. So definitely give it a shot, guys. I think you all love it. Very unisex, man or woman can wear it. Again, from the house of Lattafa, Caid Al Farsan. All right, last but not least, figured I was going to end this one with another Lattafa fragrance. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah, I mean, depending on who you ask. But this one I had to put in here, guys, because this one I don't hear too many people talk about it. But if we're talking about just smelling good, as far as fragrances that just smell good, and for the price point, this is something you definitely need to check out. From the house of Lattafa, you have Mahir Black. Definitely should have wiped this bottle off first. But look at that bottle. Gorgeous presentation. Now this one is probably, it's not a probably to it. This is definitely by far the most challenging fragrance on this list. When I say dark, ashy, patchouli, that's what I get from this one. Odd enough, there's no tobacco listed in the notes in this one, in the accords or anything. I don't know what's making it so smoky, but this is one of the most smokiest fragrances that I have in my collection. I do have an extensive collection. Man, this one definitely smells good. Now, if you're looking for compliments, I'm not gonna say this is your go-to. This is not one. I would say don't blind buy this one, but again, for the price, I mean, you're looking at maybe 30 bucks for it, maybe a little bit higher. I haven't checked lately, but 30, 40 bucks, is it worth that? In my opinion, yes. Very leathery, warm, spicy style of fragrance. It is woody, musky. I believe there's some cedar wood in this, some gaiac wood, lots of pepper. To me, it smells like black pepper, red pepper. This is one of the spiciest fragrances that I've ever got my nose on. But again, very smoky, and it's real dark but juicy style of patchouli. They do have cade oil and rhubarb in the notes on this one. This is like a perfectly blended, it's a perfectly blended fragrance, but it still has the rough edges. I mean, it's when you speak of quality, I do say the quality is quite nice for it, but in a sense of a $30, $40 fragrance, if that makes sense. This is, I wouldn't say that this is something you must get, but if you want something different, if you don't want to, you know, if you want to stand out, you don't want the same basic, depending on how your collection is set up, this is definitely one that bring a standoutish type of style to you. Again, very dark, very smoky, like a very ashy type of smokiness. Again, but I love it. From the house of Lattafa. If you get a chance, get your nose on it. Got my hair black. All right, as always, thanks for checking this video out. I appreciate you all, and I will be back soon, shortly, hopefully in the near future, with another video. Thanks for checking out Make It Make Sense, Bottles and Beards. Pow, I'm out.
I'm trying to get to where I'm going, and ain't nobody gonna stop me, or whatever going on, the talking and the captions or whatever the memes, it can't stop me because it's a vision.